Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Now, a lot of you guys ask me, hey GuitarRock, how come you never limit break 3 your Cinderella? Alright, you can see right here, I did got the $50 costume, alright? Very expensive, I kinda like it, but I did not limit break 3 my Cinderella. Currently she's at limit break 0, but I do have her maxed out in gears and everything. Now, there are a lot of new players coming into the second anniversary recently because of the free pulls and stuff, right? Makes a lot of sense. So a lot of people are still not aware of how limit break works in terms of the progression of your character, in terms of the strength and how much damage you actually get. Theoretically, it is about 2 to 3%, theoretically. But in practice, usually that's not the case. Usually it's even lesser than that. I've made multiple tests before in the past, featuring a couple of characters including Red Hood and Swimsuit Anis. But this time is different. Alright, Cinderella is a little bit different because she is a very unique character in terms of her attack scales off her HP. So she is going to be a HP scaling character. You can see right here, increased attack based on the caster's final max HP. That means that getting her to limit break makes a little bit more sense, or there's a little bit more of extra stuff right there, because she is like the first of its kind, I guess the second of its kind besides 2B, to have the HP scaling, right? So would a character that's HP scaling based be affected by the limit break at all? Alright, so will this be a huge difference? So we're gonna find out in this particular video. I'm gonna go use my golden tickets, buy 3 of the Cinderella. But first things first, if you guys are pulling, keep in mind you still have about 4 more days before her banner goes away. As you can see, Grave has 11 more days, Cinderella has 4 more days. As of me making this video, maybe like 3 more days when you guys watch this, depending, right? So I'm gonna go into Union range. We're gonna do a very fair testing. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys my testing method. We're just gonna like do her rotation for 1 burst rotation, and then we're gonna jot down the damage. Alright, we're gonna do multiple times, give you guys an idea. Let's jump into it. Okay, so we're gonna position her at the left. So I am putting her in this team with, we're gonna use the same team obviously. So Rouge is burst 1, Crown is burst 2, Cinderella is burst 3. Notice the timer above my head. 250. We're gonna pause. Alright, so this is the timer right here. At 250, this is the damage that we got out from her. 83 million. Alright, so with that, we're gonna try to screenshot this particular one, and we're gonna compare the damage throughout so you guys can see how this is going to be. Alright, this is going to be the first screenshot at 83 million. So we're gonna do this a couple of rounds, get a much more consistent data, and then we're gonna compare limit break 0 versus limit break 3. Now, so far I've obtained 4 different data points, and let me share it with you guys right here. So you can see Cinderella is doing about 83 to 78 million. Alright, 77 million. So the first one is 83 million, second one is 81 million, third one is 77 million, and fourth one is 80 million. Now, in case you guys are wondering why there are some damage differences between the results, it's because there's always going to be a plus minus 5% error, alright, and also sometimes the characters do crit or didn't crit, that can also affect damage. And one more thing is sometimes you can basically miss the core hit on the boss, which can sometimes cause a little bit of damage discrepancy, which is why you want to record multiple different damage references, right? So with that, I think 4 is enough, alright, so we are doing about, let's just average it up to about 80 million, right? That seems to be the case here. This one is more than 80, this is 83. This is less than 80, this is 77. But it seems to be, the average seems to be around 80 million. So with that, I'm gonna go and get the limit break 3. So we can obtain Cinderella's dupes using golden tickets, which I have plenty of, right? I don't really use my golden tickets much. Usually I just get 1 copy and that's it, right? There's just no need for you to get multiple copies of characters. But in this case, I think it's worth testing it for you guys who are trying to figure out if you are, if you want to limit break 3 her or not. So let's get 3 copies. Alright, 600, boom. Ideally, it is going to be better for you to wait on the last day before doing this, because there's still single free daily pulls going on. So you gotta take advantage of that. Make the best out of your stuff. Alright, with that, let's go here. We are going to go limit break her Alright, that's a lot of HP right there. So before and after, right? Right now we are at 3.7 million HP.
I have become more beautiful.
We are now 3.8 million. Alright, somewhat within the range, and also we have the ability to put the lobby application, which is the main reason if you're pulling for a character. This is going to be the main reason, right? Ideally, you just want to put the lobby. Most of the time, it's not really about the damage. So let's find out. Does the damage matter? I don't think it does. Let's see if I'm wrong. Okay, surprisingly, the result surprises me actually this time around. It is going to be something that I wasn't expecting at all. So just to show you guys again, the previous one, Limit Break 0 Cinderella, everything the same, gears everything the same. So you can see 83 million right here on the first test, 81 million on the second test, 77 million on the third test, and 80.5 million on the fourth test. Now that gives me a total of 80 million 577 and 584.5 damage total average. Alright, divide by 4. Now the second one, very interesting. Let me show you guys the test results. So you can see 86 million right here, 86 million right here. Alright, you can see these are two different numbers by the way. 90 million and a shocking 78 million. Alright, this one was a bit weird when I first tested this. The 78 million I guess is the lowest point. If you look at the lowest point previously, it was 77, so I guess it's plus minus 5% there, right? Again, sometimes she crits, sometimes she doesn't. But highest point now reaches up to 90 million damage. And the previous highest point was 83, I believe, which is this one, right? But if we were to calculate average of all 4 total up, divide by 4, the second one gives me 85,400,973.75 damage. Alright, so how much increase is this in terms of the damage increase in total? If you use math and calculate this, it would be about 5.986. Just sum it up to 6% increase in total in terms of total damage. Alright, 6% of damage seems to be in line. Seems to be 2% since mine is at Limit Break 3 right now. And this seems to be in line with... It seems to be in line in theory. Alright. Now 2% increase per limit break. Is that going to be worth it? That depends on you, right? So Cinderella is still a pilgrim character. That is going to be a very expensive pull depending on how lucky or how unlucky you are. Now if you feel lucky, you think you can one-tap her, that 2% damage increase might make a little bit of a difference, right? But if you're gonna go all in and like, you know, sometimes get unlucky and you have to like pity her, it might not seem that much. I do think this is overall, in my humble opinion, right? Again, you guys are allowed to draw your own conclusion based upon these numbers that I'm letting you guys know right here, based upon my testing. I think everyone is going to have a different line that they want to draw, whether or not it's worth it to, you know, get more copies depending on this. For me, if I'm a free-to-play, I wouldn't do it because it's just, for 2% increase in damage, it's so inconsequential to the point that everything else matters more, right? The gears, the overload stats, your treasure, your doll, everything else, those are going to be way more impactful, right? Now there are some argument to be made regarding a couple of other things. For example, if you obtain Cinderella up to Limit Break 3, now you're pushing her CP higher. Alright, by pushing her CP higher, it can also help you boost your overall combat power in PvE and PvP. That could be the argument that can be used there, especially PvP, since you're fighting against other players. That's gonna give you an edge, right? Or you're trying to like reduce the power gap against other whales. That could be something that you can consider as well as option. But overall, I think this is a pretty interesting one. I do think that she has a way better increase compared to Red Hood and Swimsuit Anis that I've tested before. Most likely due to her HP scaling. That's just my theory for now. Again, let me know what you guys think of this overall Limit Break 0 versus Limit Break 3. It proves that Nikke is a free-to-play friendly game. I've seen in some other games where dupes matters a lot more. You get like 10% damage increase and then you have to pull for weapon. Alright, I'm not trying to name any games, but you guys know some games when you get the signature weapon, oof, you get 10%, 20% more damage. But in Nikke, dupes only give 2% increase. It doesn't seem that much, alright? You can get away with 80 million, you don't really need to do 85 million, right? Let's be honest, in most situations. This proves that Nikke is a free-to-play friendly game. And that's a good thing for any of you guys who are free-to-play out there. Alright, so with that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think overall of the test results. As always, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.